welcome ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to have a bit of a look at Wartales, a game about taking a ragtag bunch of people and lead them to glory. This game is in some ways reminiscent of Bannerlord. I haven't played that, I've only seen people play it, but it does feel like it bears some resemblance. Basically, we have an overworld where we will be guiding our people around, picking up quests, visiting locations and stuff like that. But I think that the similarities end there. Number one, we're not going to have as many people. This is not a game where we have an entire army, basically, in the end. And when we do fighting, etc., we're not going to be doing it in first person. We're going to be doing it in a strategy fashion, similar to XCOM, but not exactly. You'll see when we get into the game. So yes, it is an interesting one. It absolutely has a lot of RPG elements to it, which I very, very much like, which you will also be seeing when we start the game. So we're going to be starting a game, and to do that we have to do some setups. Number one, we have to make 3 choices. We are creating our destiny, so to speak. So first off, we have to decide who you are, and that comes with bonuses and, well, actually something positive and something negative generally. So we can be apprentice friends looking for an adventure. On the right there, you can see what the bonuses are. We will be starting with some influence, and influence is useful, for example, recruiting more people. We would have slightly fewer raw materials, those are used for repairing. We would have a swordsman, an archer, a ranger, and a brute. We always start with 4 people, and depending on which one of these we pick, we are going to get different results, so to speak. We can be men escorting merchants. We have lost our employer, we get some extra money, but we don't have as much medicine. And medicine is obviously used for healing. We would have swordsman, warrior, spearman, and brute. No ranged, which is a bit interesting. We can be deserters, fleeing an abusive captain, gives us more raw materials, but we start with a bit of suspicion. And suspicion is basically a metric to determine whether or not the law enforcement in the region is gonna go after you. We can be young farmers, looking for a better life. We'll start with some free bread, which is useful for when you are resting, but we are not as happy as we could be. And also, by the way, I didn't say what we were starting with here. Swordsman, warrior, archer, ranger for the deserters. The farmers are brutes, spearmen, archers. Ooh, double spearmen, interesting. And finally, we can be bandits looking to escape the guard. We can start with braised chicken, +2, and 6 cloth, all of them stolen. And we get a brute, 2 rangers, and an archer. I have generally, I've started this game a few times, and I've gone for the deserter, and one of the reasons is that the suspicion level is not that much of a problem. You're not being hunted at 50 suspicion, and it goes down fairly quickly, so after a while the negative from this is just gone. For the most part, I think that is true for all of these, though. I mean, you can get raw materials, you can buy them. You can buy medicine as well. Happiness comes back when you rest, so you might just be a little bit worse off in the very beginning, but then after that, it's really not much of a problem. And obviously, stolen items like this, we will just be using them ourselves. So none of the downsides of these are really a big problem. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go for the apprentices, because getting a bit of influence early in the game, yeah, that sounds actually like it could be useful. So let's go for those. Going on for the next one, we are gonna pick our bonus, or rather our positive bonus. We can be good at long walks, so the speed at which the troops' fatigue stacks is reduced, so basically we can go on for longer periods of time before resting. We can be cunning fighters, more XP gained from combat as well as more influence gained from combat. We can be resilient, having more constitution. That is for one, it's health, so we can be a little bit more healthy. We can also be excellent at slapping games, and I like the fact that, yeah, you have an image for all of these, by the way. So that's the slapping game one. Gives us critical damage increased by 10%, or quick learners, experience gained from each profession increased by 10. I'm gonna go for the slapping games. Number one, it sounds hilarious, and also increased critical damage is good. Finally, we will be picking a flaw. We can have a slightly meek appearance, less carrying capacity, eternal dissatisfaction, slightly less happiness. We can be uncommon, or rather, no, sorry, we can be of a bad luck sort of a disposition, which means that a critical hit is reduced by 3. We can be snoring in the morning and increase our danger when resting, which is, to be fair, nothing I really noticed at all, so I don't know how bad a 10% increase is. I mean, 10% of nothing is still nothing, so yeah, I don't know how bad that one is. Or we can be really not that confident, and that we will be having a willpower reduction. I'm gonna go for... You know what, as I just said it, we're gonna go for a very hard time getting up, because that's not a very bad one, really. Moving on, we can decide how our exploration is gonna be, and I gotta say, this is something I really like about this game, because some games just force this on you. You can't really even choose, but this game allows you to choose. So basically what it means is that if we do adaptive exploration, enemies will be sort of roughly the same level as we, so the difficulty is sort of always the same. If we do region locked exploration, yes, we can sort of level over a region, or we can be under level for a region, so it'll be more dangerous for us. I like the fact that we can choose, and I like region lock, so that is what I'm gonna go for. And then we can also set just basic stuff, so combat difficulty. I'm gonna go for experienced, survival also experienced, save mode free. So if you go for Iron Man, I like how it says Iron Man, not Iron Man. Basically, anything we do is final. So I'm pretty sure that means that if we get into a fight which we cannot win, that's it. We're dead. Pretty sure that is what it means. Unlimited is 1 save per day, but there are going to be checkpoints throughout the game, so I think that basically means if you have visited a town, you can go back to the town. But I'm not entirely... You know what? Okay, fine. We'll go for limited. It doesn't really matter for this video that much. Alright then. Save name, we don't really need it, so let's just go with the classic one. There we go. There's our people: Lorinor, the ranger, MacLeod, the swordsman, Theal the archer, and Fegd the brute. So there we go. That's our ragtagged bunch of people, and also, yes, we do have a pony. Ponies are actually something that can be used in combat later on if you wish, which is kind of fun, I gotta say. But alright then, that's the setup of the game. Let's get into the world. Alright then, we are in, and at the beginning, your companions are off in search of adventure. After a few days of quietly traveling along, their only feat was not getting lost, and they've reached their destination. Here surely awaits some novel and exciting quest that will stir up the uneventful lives of bored apprentices. Adventure awaits at the end of the road, for those who make it there alive, that is. So here we are. This is our little location. I'm not entirely sure why we opted to go for this little cul-de-sac here, but we did apparently. So this is the world. We can obviously zoom around a bit. We can zoom in and zoom out. The absolute most minimum amount. I'm not 100% sure what we would needed that, but there you go. So this is us. We can have a bit of a look at the UI. We have some knowledge. This will just build up as we sort of move along, and when we get to there, yeah, we can actually look at this immediately. So we have like a basic knowledge. We can unlock the ability to run. We can do slightly less food. We can have slightly lower wages, etc., etc. We also have a workshop where we can unlock things, but right now we sort of already know all of the things that... Well, actually, okay, fine. No, campfire, workshop, stuff like that. There are things that we can unlock here as well. However, there are also professions. We can unlock professions, and then we can get more stuff to learn. So yes, depending on how you want to play the game, you can absolutely sort of shape your destiny, so to speak, which is kind of cool. There is also a scenario in this region, and as it says, each region has its own scenario. We'll see if we'll get to that in this video, but yes, there's basically a scenario, and this game does have some RPG elements too, so you can sort of affect how that scenario plays out. And indeed we have can't even talk. We have the suspicion level. So right now we are not wanted at all. We can increase that if we start stealing stuff. We might have a bit of a look at that. We also have our happiness level, our influence, which is good for recruiting, and sometimes you use it for actions as well. We have valor points, we'll get to those. That is the amount of food that we have, currently good for 4 days, and a bit of money, and that's about it. We are going to be fighting some people very, very early, but I do know for a fact, having started this game a few times, that there are some things that we can pick up. So over here we have some comfrey, is what that is called, so go into our inventory, some comfrey. So that is good for some professions. We're also going to be picking up some iron here, but we're not going to be able to do that unless we have fought off these people. So basically we are going to get a hoodlum and a poacher. Not the most difficult fight in the end. So let's see how well we do. And this is how we start a fight in this game. And this game uses a turn-based system. Kind of similar to other games where you can see at the bottom which order everything is going to take place. But there's a bit of a difference with this game, which is that our symbols only indicate that it's our turn. We can select whoever it is that we want to play with. So I decide who goes when. And I kind of like that. I like that as an alternative to how it normally is, which is that you would have, like, let's say, an initiative score or something that determines the order of everything. I kind of like this system. And the way you can sort of see then what's going on is that whoever of your enemies has the little symbol, that is indeed the next unit to be played. So we have this guy. He is a hoodlum, and we have a poacher over here. We kind of want to get into melee combat with you because you are indeed ranged. So why don't we take one of my guys with a shield? They can go up here. I want the other guy with a shield to go for you, because the guys with shield, obviously, they have slightly higher resistance to that. You can see that they have 10 in sort of armor, whereas my sort of similar guy to the hoodlum, what were your class? Ranger, yes. You only have 5, and our ranger over here, or archer actually, sorry, archer, you're the ranger, you're the archer, you only also have 5. So we kind of want to make sure that our shieldy lads are engaged with the enemy. So why don't we start with that? We can do both of them, so that's fine. So let's start by moving, and immediately you can probably see, by the way, yes, I want to say that before we start the fight, before we sort of take the first action, we get to choose where we are placed. So for example, I can move this guy to all of the places like you've seen me do all, or rather just as we started here. So I've decided to go for this. You can actually just be, well, actually you can be here, I think. That'll be fine. But I'm going to play the MacLeod over here. So as I said, you see something immediately that's a little bit different from, let's say, XCOM, which is that there is slightly more choice here to make where you place yourself. So as I can, yes, one of these squares that I'm currently having is sort of 9 individual small squares. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that we have slightly more ability to sort of move about and not be as locked to a big square grid. So we're going to move into range of this guy. You can see that his little square is being highlighted. That means that we are sort of in position to engage him. So if I move you, let's just go for the absolute middle here. Move. If I now attack with my slice, I should do that. Wabam. We are now engaged. So when we are engaged, he can actually not do anything but attack this character. There is the opportunity to disengage, which is this one. But if I do that, they get a free attack on me. So if he wants to get out of this, well, he's going to have to be targeted by me, so to speak. For that, we are done. We don't want to go with you. We don't want to go with you. And I see now immediately that, yes, this is a problem, actually. We're not going to make it to this guy. I thought that you would be able to. Well, you know what? You're going to move into position, so maybe you'll just have to take some damage. If that's the case, we're going to move with you instead. We want to move around the side of this guy, so we want to move around here. Now we can get a bonus for being for surrounding someone, but we can't do that with only 2 people, sadly. We can stab, and stab is a nice thing because if we are ambushing, we increased our critical hit chance by extra 30. And I do believe that this is indeed labeled as an ambush, I'm pretty sure. And I think that was probably not a crit hit there, no. Alright then, well, we're done. So now it is your time. So you do a bit of poison, by the way, as well. That's a-okay. This is a good opportunity to actually shoot. What I can show you is, if I move just a bit forward here. Well, actually, okay, on this occasion, it's all fine. The point is that if you are placed in a different way, you can actually hit your friends. On this occasion, he seems to be very, very accurate and will indeed hit this guy for 100% chance, so that's very good. But yes, indeed, there is friendly fire in this game, so that's something to take into mind. We can look a bit at Valor points. We have a maximum of 5 Valor points right now. Some abilities require Valor points. So on this occasion, I can get Deafness, which means that I get bonus range and bonus precision. Didn't really need that on this occasion, so we're fine. So there we go, over to you. Your ability is that you can heal. So if one of my allies would be dying, you would be able to help out. Now, I don't think you need to help over here, so we're just actually gonna move towards this guy. I'm not gonna be able to do much, but it is what it is. So he's gonna take a shot at this guy, pushing him back a little bit, probably moving. No, for some reason you didn't move. And it is your turn next. We are going to go into engagement with this guy. And obviously you are a archer. What are archers notoriously not good at? Well, it's a melee combat, isn't it? So you are now not going to be as efficient. Now, you can actually kill this guy, and you can... What was your ability? Wrath. So 4 to 6 damage if the target, to the target if they have less than 50% health left. And the beauty about this is that this doesn't deplete his abilities. So you can do this one time and then a regular attack. But on this occasion... 4 to 6 means that we could possibly kill him, but with 6 to 8 we will absolutely kill him. So let's just do that. Stabby, stabby, dead. And we get galvanization, which we can get when we kill other or kill our enemies, which means that our damage is increased by 50. So possibly I should have done this before I went up there, but that's fine. You can also come up here and help out. And for the rest, you're gonna now punch this guy for one whole thing, which is obviously not gonna be very efficient. Can you, if I do deafness, yes, there we go, and 100% as well, you are still not sort of at risk of hitting your friends, so that's good. Do that, whabam. He's now not feeling terribly good about life. You're fine, you're gonna take... Yes, that's absolutely fine. Took a bit of poison damage, and we will now be absolutely fine. So you're gonna just end his life. You didn't end his life, you bastard. Even with galvanization, holy hell. Alright, fine. Well, that's no problem. This guy can come around the back. And stabby stabby. We get the little finisher move there. Slice his throat. Lovely, lovely. And there we go. That was our first fight. So some of our people did get damaged armor. We then use the raw materials. As I mentioned before, we have 15 currently. So repair all armor. Very, very nice. We get some crowns. We got a damaged dagger and a lockpick. Lockpick is very useful, yes. So loot all of that. We do not loot the human remains, but we could, if we wanted to, if you know what I mean. We also see that Fegd over here did indeed level up, so let's get on that. You are the brute, so you kind of want to be... Can I see... brute... Can I see what you're good at, so to speak? Never mind. We can start by choosing a specialization for the brute. We can either be a vanguard, disengages and charges. This is now they get a certain kind of ability. So this engages and charges in a straight line, deals 4 damage to all units in their path, and applies slowdown for 1 round. Kind of feels like Vanguard in Mass Effect, actually. That's kind of cool. Smasher deals 4 damage to all units in the area, applies 2 poison and 2 bleeding. Applies 2 poisons to bleeding units. So if you don't have bleeding, you don't get poison. That doesn't feel necessarily as good. And we can get Destroyer. Deals 4 to 5 damage to the target and applies weakening for 3 rounds. That is actually pretty damn good. We'll go for that one. And that also gives us apparently +1 strength for those or +2 constitution for this one. Does that apply immediately? Yes, it does. Lovely. We can also choose a kind of Oblivion style here. I'm not entirely sure when these pluses get chosen, so to speak, but we can choose +1 strength, +2 constitution, or +1 critical hit. Now, if you, I don't necessarily think that you're going to be running around with a shield necessarily. I think I want more damage, actually. That is going to increase our pound with 1 extra max damage, but the weakening blow goes from 4 to 5 to 5 to 6. That's pretty damn good. Let's go for that. So there we go. That's a level up. And now we are free to sort of roam around, which is quite lovely indeed. So let's pick up some iron ore. We're going to be needing that for later. And as you can see, we are now gaining knowledge as we move about. I think that is sort of when we find things, etc. We have come across the stables. Let's go into the stables and have a bit of a chat with the people in here. Berthert, how are you doing?
When I think of how many people don't shoe their ponies, it makes me want to pull out the little hair I have left.
Well, would you know, I would be tend to agree there.
Tell you what, buy a horse from us, and I'll throw in the horseshoes for free.
Well, isn't that a cool thing? Oh, bloody hell, that sounded like a meteorite, but no, it was probably just one of the horses. Alright then, Laren over here.
Although the war in Edarin has been a boon for my business, I cannot help but feel for my poor ponies.
Oh, the poor ponies.
I can tell you aren't soldiers. Take them with you if you can. Otherwise, they would most likely end up dead on the battlefield through no fault of their own.
Well, that's probably true, yes. But alright then, we can then talk and inspect ponies. Now, I have a pony. You are sort of black and white-ish. Now, you, on the other hand, are sort of brown and white-ish. You are, however, similar to the one we already have. You are also brown and whitish. They do have their own attributes, by the way, which is kind of fun. So what do you have? You have a little bit more willpower, which is more morale. Feels good for a horse. They can be a bit finicky, can't they? You also have, I think, better critical hit. What about you? You can carry more, however, and carry is sort of what we want the opponents to be doing anyway. So you know what? We'll go for this pony, I think. So for that, we simply talk to them. Hello, pony. I shall adopt you for 180 crowns. We are at 210, so we're using most of our cash here. But it'll be fine, because now we increase the carrying capacity by quite a lot, which is very, very nice. There was some text there that I actually missed. We can talk to Berthert again.
Please accept these horseshoes.
Well, thank you.
But, for the eye's sake, use them on your new steed.
Well, alright then. I shall accept that. So, going to pony. We now indeed have horseshoes. We can equip those. And that means that our movement speed in the world is increased by 3%. Well, actually, I would assume it's only for this horse, but I don't know. We can also, as you can see, there is some stuff that we could potentially steal if we wanted to. But we're not going to be stealing anything from here right now. What you can do, as a tip, is you can look for... Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, hemp! Almost every location seems to have like one little spot of hemp, which is interesting. It's always just one as well, as far as I've been able to tell. So, intriguing. But yes, indeed, we have added a pony to our little group here, which is lovely. And you also shouldn't be on the lookout for stuff like this, because yes, indeed, there is a little barrel here that we can look through. We find some clothing, very nice. Pick that up. It is turning night. which is fine. So let's just follow the road over to this here little village. This is going to be sort of our main hub, Stromcap. And as I said right now, as we discovered that, we have knowledge. So we now have one knowledge point. We can learn something over here. And I tend to go for either rationing or frugality first. Rather, I tend to go for those two first, because spending less money on food and spending less money on wages is just a good thing. So I'm gonna go for rationing. That's absolutely fine. Let's get into Stromcap, have a bit of a look at the place, and we can sort of take care of the standard ones. We have the Three Hares Market. There is some people that we can talk to. There are some beggars lying around as well. Was there hemp here? I don't think there's hemp here, though. No hemp here. There are a couple of people we can talk to. Like, what was it that you were doing?
Come. Take a look at my wares.
Ah, you were a tradesman. So basically they're selling some leather, more hemp, snow iris, which is actually something that we would be wanting to buy, actually. But we only have 30 crowns, so not right now. A barber kit, cloth, pottery, etc, etc. So he has a couple of things. So we could steal them if we wanted to. We can also, if we want to, and we kind of do, I think, go into the apothecary, and we can craft something, but we can't because no one is an alchemist. We have, however, unlocked alchemist now, so we can select someone to do that, and I'm gonna go for the archer. Feels like a good choice for him to be that. So you're now an alchemist, we can do some basic things, for example medicine, which is where we'll want the snow iris. And those are slightly trickier to come by. Comfrey is basically everywhere, and we can buy vials, obviously. But yeah, buy some snow iris and you can make your own medicine. We have 5 right now, we are doing a-okay. There's also Hilton over here.
My concoctions can heal the most grievous injuries. Be sure to hold on to the vials after using them.
Which is actually true. I do believe if you use them, we end up with vials. And if we would be injured, she could heal us right here, but she also sells a couple of things. So that's how the apothecary works. The smithing works, or smithy works largely the same. A forge. Why wouldn't our destroyer be the forgey person? Oh, actually, you know what? No, I want the swordsman to be the forgey person. Let's go for you. So we now are able to create some stuff. We obviously need to unlock a whole bunch of things here for this to be useful. So if we go to knowledge now, we can see that we have unlocked, for example, the anvil. So in order to be able to do stuff, for example, we can do the blacksmith set over here, throwing stuff. But we can also unlock more things as we go along. Same thing for the apothecary table. Some of these things we already know how to do, but we will be able to unlock quite a lot of things. There's a whole bunch of things in this game. Not so much with blacksmithing, but yes, there is a fair amount of things over here. And in the workshop, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do. So there we go. We picked up our first professions here. And let's also stop by the town hall, have a bit of a chat with the mayor, or mayoress on this occasion, Gontrand.
Are you mercenaries? I'll have you know that we do not take kindly to refugees in these parts. Why, you ask? Because they have overrun our streets and are now taking to the roads. Erdogan is sending our way anything with legs and a mouth that cannot wield a sword.
Well, it kind of feels like you don't know exactly how refugees work. If there's a war, people are going to flee from that war, yes.
You have your work cut out for you. There is no lack of honest folk in need of help to fend off the refugee menace.
I mean, they are refugees of war, presumably. You should be kind to them. Alright then, well, there you go. And I can sort of hint that, yes indeed, the scenario for this region has to do with refugees. Kinda looks like that on the symbol. That is, if you thought that was an axe, it's not an axe. It's a stick with a bag on it. Kind of what like people use when they are moving about in the world, if they don't have a permanent place to live, wouldn't you know? And the final one, obviously the most important one, the inn. This is where we meet a whole bunch of people. So why don't we start with the bartender Marchik, or something?
Say, it's not often you see new faces around here. Well, apart from the Edoranian war refugees, that is.
Aha, you are also talking about the refugees.
Feel free to come back often. There's always folk looking for work around here. especially since all the fighting started across the border.
Yes, indeed. So, as I said, the refugees from a war. Why are we calling them a menace? I don't know. So he's selling a bunch of, like, regular stuff. Some brandy, some apple pancake. Very, very much food in that one, but we're not going to be spending money on that right now. We also have the very important emissary. So you...
Might you be looking for work? Our role as emissaries is to ensure that all service requests are fulfilled. We regularly update our job offers.
You do indeed have jobs for us. So you will get a number of options here, and when you've done some of them, there will be more coming your way. So why don't we go with the easy ones? So we have Trit's Squad to kill. Lovely, we've taken that one. That's fairly close to where we are, I believe. We can also do the Analyt Gang. Also to... Wait, were both of these to the right? Oh, I am in a good situation here, I think. Let's pick that up. Yeah, you are very close by to each other. That's very good for us. We're gonna leave the average and hard for now. We don't need to pick up more than that. You also have the Informant.
You. Yeah, you. You looking for work? I can give you tips and point you toward the best missions. The kind that pays much better than the measly rewards the Mercenary Guild has to offer.
Well, that sounds intriguing, yes.
Of course, you'll then have to meet the client and meddle in other people's affairs. But at the end of the day, it's the number of crowns in your purse that counts, right?
True, true. So basically we can get information about a fair few things here. So those cost influence, as we talked about, not only recruiting companions, but other things as well. So I have 58, but you know what, for now we are not going to go for this. But just know that it's there. We do have some people, however. Osterus! Hello, Osterus.
I've had enough of my nightmare neighbours. Take me far away from here.
And this is one that we can recruit. Not right now, though, because I don't have the money. So you are a spearman, but you're currently wielding a bloody pitchfork. So, alright, interesting. You're one option. There's also Perkin.
I want to see the world before settling down.
Aha, so you are a warrior with a big old two-handed axe, which is quite cool. You have Maim, deals 6 damage to all units in the area. That is pretty damn good, wouldn't you know? But we can't recruit you either because, again, we don't have the money. So why don't we start making some money, eh? We have gotten two missions to the east, so why don't we get on that? We need to go in which direction? Rather the opposite. Is it straight over in this direction? No, we actually have to go back a bit on ourselves, don't we? I think that this is the... Yes, we have to go here down to the fork in the road. Just because it's very apparent. There's a thing over there. That is a fishing spot. We can indeed fish in this game. That is one of the professions, which is quite hilarious in some ways. That, yes, fishing. Very, very important profession. Not in a boat. No, no, no. Just with a little thing. A rod. Nothing more than that. There are also some... Are you the people... You're not the people I'm supposed to kill, but I could kill you. We shouldn't do that. Let's go for the ones that are actually our enemies. Now what we can do is this. We can ambush them. Go into the forest. You see we get outlined. That means that we are indeed stealthing. So if we are just... No, go get into the forest. There we go. Be a little bit sneaky. Be a bit sneaky. No, we're not sneaky. There we are. We're not sneaking. Be sneaky. There we go. Oh, go for it. Go for it. There we go. Wha-bam! I think we got the... Yes, ambush. Your competitors have just ambushed their targets and will have an advantage in the fight. Lovely. So we have Trit the Bone Ripper. That is a beautiful name and a beautiful mustache, I gotta say. So it's this guy together with a henchman and a raider. So now we have 3 people to fight. Let's see how we do. Alright then, it's time to set up, and we can see now that our enemies, because they have like a leader sort of a character, they do have a bonus from that leader. Damage taken reduced by 15%, but because we ambushed them, damage increased by 10%, so we sort of almost cancelled that out. So we do indeed have a guy with a big old hammer. We have a we have a guy with an axe. And I definitely forgot about the fact that I picked up a dagger before. Oh well. We shall look at that later. Now, immediately we have a position over here. That's our ranger. I don't think we kind of want to start with you. I think you'll be able to get to that guy, which means that Ooh, this is going to be a tricky fight. I see that immediately. Holy crap, okay. Well, we have people with shields. You have slightly more health, so why don't you start by going into melee range of this guy so we sort of lock them in place. What did you have? Weakening blow. That's actually pretty damn good. Why don't we... I only have one valor point. We get valor points back when we rest, or for other reasons that you might be seeing fairly soon. But I think that 3 rounds of weakening blow on this guy is actually pretty damn... a pretty damn good usage of those valor points. So now we have that, but we can also attack them. So let's do that. Double attack. Lovely. This is also the enemy that is going next. So let's end your turn. You come in for an attack. Does only 3 damage. That's very, very nice. I will continue with this guy. I should have moved you. I see that also, by the way. Yes, there can be traps. Don't walk into traps. Bloody hell, you're far away. That is not what I planned on. Okay, we had a bit of a rough start here. I can tell that immediately. I think I should engage you as well. So I will. I'll move around the side. Yeah, I'll move around the side because then you can come in and shoot at them, preferably. So you run up here. Do your slice against them. That's a good start. We are looking a little bit better than them on the larger scale, so to speak. We'll see if that's the case. Let's end the turn. They come in, do a bit of a damage. Again, this is our people with shields, so we're doing fine. And I will use this guy now. So you'll come up, stand against the rock here. Are you good? Yes, you can get a nice hit in on that guy. Whabam. Nothing too more. That's proper English right there. You'll just have to run. And you'll engage in the next turn. You'll come in, you'll attack this guy. So this is how it can look. You're targeting. Ah. Well, that's... yeah. I would love to move you away from this. And I have the ability to, because I can actually use three units here before we do that. So, alright, you know what? Start doing that. Get in a stab. Whabam. That was a crit. A lovely crit damage right there. You get a bit of a hit. That's fine. With 7 left, you can kill him. Please do so. Please, please do so. Yes! Lovely, so now you're disengaged and can move, which is amazing because now we can get around the back of this guy and he didn't get an attack off, so we'll just do this. Bam! And he's targeting, he cannot do anything else, as it says right here. This unit is readying a skill, they cannot start any other action or become engaged in combat, which is lovely for me. So end your turn, you're just gonna... well, you cancel that, and now you're targeting someone else, which is not optimal, because you're actually going to be able to kill, or hit both of these. Well, we're going to be able to move this guy anyway, so it's probably fine. You just do an attack. You have a lot of armor. Like, did you start with, like, yeah, you started with 20 armor. That is, whew, that is a lot of armor. Luckily, you're not doing a whole lot of damage, so that's very good. New round starting. I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to move you around the back here. Well, actually, am I? Because you can do quite a lot of damage. I'm going to start with you. And we're going to surround the leader here, because I think that will be quite effective, actually. So we'll bam on you. End your turn. Over to you. Get around the back. We should be now. Yes, surrounding. So then engage enemy with 2 allies to get a bonus. We now indeed... who gets the bonus? You get, or rather, you get a debuff. maybe I should say. So damage increased by 20%. So if you can get a crit now, oh, that's lovely. 12 damage, perfect. So there we go. You're done. Why don't we? You're gonna get hit. I'm not gonna be able to avoid you getting hit from this guy anyway. So I actually think that why don't we just attack you? Whabam. It's a weak hit, but what can you do? You come in for attack on you. I only have the one guy to do anything with. So you're gonna start suffering a bit of health damage here, which is sad, because you're gonna come in with your attack. Ouch! So that's fine, and then you move and you keep targeting, which is slightly annoying. But we can solve that. Let's start with you. Hopefully you can get a crit hit here. You didn't, you idiot. Well, that's fine. If that's the case, move over here. So you're... Ooh, don't move there. Move there instead. Thank you. Now you move around the back like so. And no, come on. Attack. And there we go. That's the kill. Lovely. Means that we'll disengage. We'll get galvanization. You sadly get a hit. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. And at this point, it's not gonna matter too much what's going on, because we're gonna be able to kill this guy quite easily on this occasion. So a bit of stab for you. Can I? Well, this is gonna be tricky, I think. If I move here. Yeah, 21% chance to hit my friend there. You know what? No, don't do anything. There is absolutely no reason for you to. Why don't you move in a bit? Attack. And they're dead. Lovely. So this guy took a bit of health damage. And is going to be requiring some healing, actually. Yes. So repair all as well as heal all. There we go. We get a Fugitive's Hammer with the Annihilation skill. A bunch of bodies. We're gonna leave the bodies for now. Theol has leveled up, which is perfect. So this is the Archer. We've also done the quest, yes indeed. Leveling up you get another kind of bonus before you get to another ability, which is you can get Valor point increases, which is quite intriguing. So, Valorous Audacity. Every time this unit ends the turn next to an enemy and is not engaged in combat, you gain +1 Valor point. Every time this unit kills an enemy, you gain +1 Valor point. Or every time this unit ends their turn next to an ally and is not engaged in combat, they gain bonus Valor points. As this is an archer, if you play this correctly, he's never going to be engaged with anyone. However, he's not necessarily going to be close to enemies that much. So going for Valor support, to me, seems the most clever thing to do. And also, if you can get another archer, which is absolutely possible, they can both have this, and we can just rack up a lot of Valor points quite easily. So I'm going to go for that one. And we can see that the game has been granting me the opportunity to get a lot of critical hits on this character, which we will. That is a pretty damn good increase. But the game also tells me that, yes indeed, we need to rest up a bit. So go into camp, and this is a place where we can rest, but also do various bits and pieces, if we have the ability to. If we go to knowledge and workshop, there are a couple of things that we can buy, like the workshop. So if we learn this and build this, we can set up a workshop in this place. So eventually we can sort of expand our camp, and it can be very, very cool indeed. Right now we only have the little campfire. That is all we got. So why don't we use this one? And on this occasion, we are not paying our people, but we do need to. Bloody hell, they are not going to be happy if I just rest now. We need 21 food. So why don't we go for the easy apples here? Let's just eat all the apples we can. There we go. There's now no unhappiness. There's a slight danger level. So if there's an increase in 10%, do they mean 10% of this, which would put it at 11%, or do they mean an additional 10, so at 20? Could be. I don't know, but we'll have a bit of a rest. We seem to be fine. Camp report, well rested. Valor points come back. I think we get... Yeah, we get a bonus for more Valor points. I think that we get to, not because we had to, but just because that's what we get. So let's continue. Our troops are happy, but can anyone... That is a one-handed mace, actually. Mr. Destroyer, can you have this? I think you can indeed. So this one had the pound ability, which is 46 damage to the target, and the damage is increased by 50% if target still has armor. So this is good for enemies with armor. But if we take this one, the Annihilation, and this now deals 6 to 8 damage, but also ignores guard. I don't think I've come across people with guard, have I? It just feels like a good ability though, however. Now also, our little ranger over here, you have a rusty shiv with the stab ability. Ambush does indeed give us an extra hit chance, a critical hit chance, but we can replace it with the damage dagger. This one, however, does poisoning instead, and I kind of like the idea of poisoning, because that just means that the enemies take additional damage. So we're gonna go for that. That's fine. Let's break camp. We need to do a second ability, but we also have a jail here. What's up with this jail? There actually are people here. Lagna, hello.
The Lady Mayonnaise has offered a reward for any outlaw captured in the region. You should give bounty hunting a try.
Alright then, well, I don't have a prisoner, so let's leave for now. You are selling chains, rope, barbecue, and a recipe for ether. That's kind of interesting. Can we talk to you? Hello.
This is a miscarriage of justice. I demand trial by combat.
Oh, I can actually recruit you for money and not even influence. That's interesting. So what are you? You are a brute with a big hammer. Kind of feels like there should be something bad about you, because you are in fact in jail. Alright then, maybe not. I think, oh, there's a guy here too.
As long as I'm well fed, I will follow you wherever you go.
Alright then, we can recruit you too, can we? So you're a warrior, one of the same as we had in the inn. So, alright, actually have, oh, hello, there's even more people.
As long as I am well fed, I will follow you wherever you go.
I mean, this feels like it could be a source for really loyal people, doesn't it? You're a brute. We already have one of you, though. Alright then, I actually did not know about this. That's kind of cool. Alright then, let's leave this place. We have another group of people to kill in this general direction. Let's be on the lookout for things. There are fishing spots, but we are not on the lookout for fishing spot necessarily, but more for resources, etc. There is some stuff over here, some wood. Oh, hello. There was some stuff here. Don't know what. It was wood. Would you know it? Wood in the wood. Let's pick up this wood as well, because wood is very useful when it comes to, like, smithing, for example. And there's some, I believe, mushrooms, if I'm not incorrect. Oh, hello. Some wild boars here. Let's try and avoid them if we can. We are sort of... Oh, yeah. Or is that actually a bear? It might be a full bear, and I don't think I want to attack a full bear. We're going to go for some iron here. And obviously when we move... Oh, hello. There is our target. Just there. Can I get another ambush? Possibly. There is a bear here, I think. Or it is pigs. You know what? I'm not gonna... Oh, yeah, they might see me. Yeah. Can I... No, alright, fine. We're apparently fighting 3 boars now instead. Bloody hell. Alright then, here we are. What you have? 18 health, no armor. Feels like a fairly simple fight in some ways. You begin, so we can start with MacLeod over here. We can turn you around. On this occasion, I might actually just engage with you. You're not going to be able to use your ability, because right now everyone's going to probably be engaged. So let's start with you over here. And I don't have anyone with like a sweeping attack. They are very close by to each other, so that would have been good. Do I want to taunt? You know what? I think that this might be easy. So let's not use our abilities on this. Because I'm thinking, yeah, you don't even do a whole lot of damage actually. So I think that this is all A-okay. We move in with you. That is a regular annihilation. That is some decent damage right there. So you are now engaged. Also doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You are going to take more damage, though. That is true. But you will also be poisoning them a bit, which is lovely. So there we go. Bit of poison on you. And in fact, you will be getting a turn. You know what? If I move here, I am close to a friend, and I can shoot you easily. So, whabam, and turn, and there we go. I got a valor point. That is very, very lovely. But there we go. This feels fairly simple in some ways. Let's just keep pummeling these pigs here with our lovely weaponry. There we go. You're just taking a bit of damage to your armor. Bit of annihilation for you. Whabam. That's decent. Now I could try to kill this guy, couldn't I? If I... Ooh, I can do this, I think. Yeah. Shoot you. End my turn next to a friend. Galvanization. Valor points. Oh, this is... Oh, I'm doing well here, aren't I? There we go. Whabam. Dead. Your opponents are demoralized and flee. Do you want to let them go and win the battle? Absolutely not. We want to kill them all. So you can now... Well, actually, you already used your turn, so that's fine. You finished the fight with the pig, and there we go. Lovely. So we should be getting some leather, I think, and a bunch of stuff. Now, on this occasion, we will take the carcass, obviously. So we get some carcass, we get some pork, pristine fangs, only one leather for some reason, and some grease. Loot all of that, and repair all of you guys. Why is it 3? Shouldn't it be 2? Alright then, we are burning through our raw materials a little bit here. But, MacLeod, you have leveled up. Lovely, so let's do that. So you can become a protector, which means that you can get encouragement, increasing protection for all allies. You can be a fighter with destabilization, guard reduced to 0, or laceration, which deals 6 damage to all units in the area. That's sort of a cone, as we've seen before. Usable after 2 attacks performed attacks. So that's just basically an additional attack, I suppose. 6 damage to all units in the area 2 times. I want you to be a protector. I want you to be our tank, damn it. So you're going to be the protector. I would have loved to get a bonus for constitution. I suppose critical hit wouldn't be a bad thing for you either. And we do get 2+. Yeah, you know what? Fine. Let's get a bit of extra critical hit on you. So there we go. We're all fine. We're all healthy. Let's go for our enemies. Let's pick up some wood first, though. So there we go. There's a law enforcement. They don't seem to care about these guys. So there we go. Whabam. No, sadly, no ambush on this occasion. So we have Amulet the Red, 1 hoodlum, 1 poacher. I hope we'll be fine this time as well. And we're in, and we can see that they get the leader aggression here. So right now they will actually be doing a bit more damage to us. Their leader is a guy with... Yes, kind of assumed that would be the case. They have Devious Whirlwind. They basically just spray poison everywhere. You have poisoning, and you have a vicious shot. Ooh, yeah, target is knocked back. We've seen that before. You don't have to be all the way back there. So what I'm thinking, you're first. We actually want... do I want you? You know what, taking out you quickly is not a bad idea. But then I definitely want you to be... I want you to be engaged with you. So why don't you come down here, you come up here. I hope that you should be able to reach that, right? Can I? Yeah, I can. Oh, right. I can actually see here without selecting who I want to play with. So that's good. I know that you can move into range. Can you move into range? Yes, you can. Lovely. Let's start. Let's move you up to the archer and engage. Make sure that you are not doing what you are doing, so to speak. There we go. You're done. Let's move you up to engage you. Because if... we're engaging you. No, not move. Ooh, should I... Weakening... Encouragement. No, we don't need to do any of that. If I now am engaging him, his very, very annoying attack is only gonna hit one of my guys. So that's actually pretty damn good. Let's do that. You come in for an attack that does basically nothing. Good job. I will move you in to engage with you. And we're just gonna trade stabs with each other. It's gonna be poisoning over and over. So he's gonna do exactly... Oh, wow! What the hell? Was that a crit? Did you crit? Damn it. I think I should probably help you. I can... Oh, I can't. If I move here then... It's gonna be... Yeah, that's not optimal. I have some valor points though. Why don't I do the aim one and I go for you instead? There we go. That's a good one. End the turn. You do your whirlwind attack, which does damage, absolutely, but not too bad. Who's next? It is the archer. Can I... I'll try it. I'll try the same thing. Go for you. Ah, so lucky. So lucky. Also, before you do anything, move into position here so you get the bonus valor point. There we go. And we now get more stuff. So you're gonna come in. You are gonna weakening blow this guy, obviously, because I do have the valor points, and I'm gonna get more valor points back as well. So there we go. You are now weakened. And then we move back to you. And we... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have, because now you're gonna deal damage to both of these. But it's gonna be fine. He's basically lost no armor or anything, so we should be good. We're taking a bit of damage. Poison coming in, etc. Stab, stab. We should be fine here, hopefully. It's not looking good. So yeah, now you're taking a bit of damage as well as poison. But we have a new round. You're coming in first, but you should be able to kill him, no worries. There you go. They're dead, and you can move to here. You don't really need it, I just noticed that because bloody hell is gonna die anyway. You're very, very injured, but you can get the kill. So there we go. Stabby, stabby. She's dead. Lovely. That went well in the end. So there we go. Carcasses, let's leave those. Grease, a leader's tabard, as well as some money. Whole bunch of repairs and actually a bit of healing as well. But Loranor, you've also leveled up the ranger. So you can also get these bonuses, and of course you are gonna be in close vicinity of enemies, but not engage. I did engage with them on this occasion, but for the most part you want to be behind enemies. So getting the valorous audacity on this guy is absolutely great. Now he already has 10 movement, which is good. Getting extra movement is not bad for this guy, because having him be able to run around the battlefield, so to speak, not a bad idea. Critical hit, sure, good. Willpower, also critical hit, which is obviously... What do we get? That's kind of interesting. We get critical hit from willpower, but we also have critical hits. So, alright then. No, I'm actually going to go for some movement for this occasion. I'm probably not going to go for much more movement on this character than I just did. So that's all fine. There we go. Continue. And we're done. And what I kind of like about the game is that we have our current money, but we also know from this number down here how much money we can get. Because yes, indeed, we have finished some missions. Oh, we could possibly... You know what? No. Well, let's end the episode I say, this video, by heading back to town and pick up some stuff along the way. You can see there are merchants along the roads, and these are obviously the constables, the ones that will follow you. But there are merchants about. You can obviously go and have a bit of a chat with them, buy stuff if you want to. So there we go. There's some more comfrey. Am I am going the right way, yes, but there are some locations along the way. You know what? I'll do this. I'll move down here instead. We have some more knowledge. I'm gonna leave that for now. If there's one thing that I can say about this game that's not good, we need to actually rest. If I'm here and I want to go here, I click here, right? And they just stop because they've hit a path they can't actually go. You have to physically guide them around the obstacle. I don't understand why they've done that. It's a bit odd. But we are sleeping. Oh, crap. Oh, I was about to say I did that wrong. No, I haven't done anything. Let's eat one carcass. Let's eat some mushrooms, the last of the apples. We then have some good grub right here. And, oh, no, we should not do that. And we should do, go away for you. There we go. Perfect. So rest, we still don't have to pay them. That is most likely going to be in the next rest, if I'm not incorrect. But that is why we are also doing those little missions that give us money, because with the money that we get from these two missions, we shall be able to pay everyone, hopefully. We're not going to be fishing on this occasion, even though there is some fish. We don't have any hooks, which we are going to need. We can do that in our camp if we have a workshop, but we don't, so we need to get that first. And I think we were here before, but there weren't any iron then. There were also no wolves that you saw there, so yes indeed, know that items do generate on the map. That's good to know, so you should always be on the lookout for things. Now we haven't unlocked, you know what, I'll unlock. I was about to say run. No, I want to unlock frugality, damn it. Here are some refugees. Why don't we have a chat with the refugees here? Hello, refugees.
Are you bandits? We have nothing. We are only refugees fleeing the Edoranian war. Please, let us go.
So on this
I beg you.
occasion, we could actually attack them if we wanted to. We would probably win, because they're most likely not that difficult. We can probably, yes, we can give them some bread, give us some influence. But yeah, that is sort of how you can interact with refugees on this occasion. Alright then, let's as swiftly as possible make our way back to Stromcap, which is, as I said, is going to be our hub in this region, or at least in this part of the region, I suppose. I haven't fully explored the entire region, I don't think. But let's go back inside and let's go over to the inn and talk to Yudzi.
Might you be looking for work? Our role as emissaries is to ensure that all service requests are fulfilled. We regularly update our job offers.
Which is good, but I can collect some bounty.
Here is your reward.
Well, bam! I now have a lot of money. And she will have some new stuff for us. So we have one easy. I'll pick that up. So now we get some refugees here, which is interesting. Could possibly pick this up as well. It does say average, but we'll pick that up. And what we can do now is have a bit of a chat with people. It's gonna be...
I'd rather become a mercenary than beg on the market square.
I think that these are new people. I'm not really sure what your name was before. You are a brute with a big double-handed weapon, which is very useful. I don't have one of those. So you have a ram. Deals 5 damage to all units in the area, and damage is increased by 50% against units that still have armor. Very good in the beginning of the game. So you know why, or beginning of the fight. You know what? You'll come along for the influence, 80 money. I can actually... Oh, my companions are apparently happy about that. Ketadi over
I'd
here.
like to discover new places and travel the world.
What are you? You are another archer. Ooh, I would like another archer. Let's just chill and check with row feed here.
Nothing scares me, and I'm a quick learner. You won't find a better companion.
Well, you sure are full of yourself. No, we just picked up someone with a double-handed weapon, so we actually don't want you. We want another archer.
I'd like to discover new
because,
places and travel
as I
the
said
world.
before, with another archer, we can get the same upgrade as Theon over here, and we can basically be swimming in valor points, and that is very, very useful indeed. You were a little bit more expensive, I gotta give you that, but let's recruit you. And my companions apparently find her friendly. Lovely. So now, as we see, we have a new setup of people. We have more of them. What we can do here is actually quite nice. I haven't done it. We can move the portraits here, which I very much enjoy. Because I kind of want to, you know, the tank first. Then we have the melee damage dealer. Then we have a ranger, archer. We have the brute, can come in behind here. The ranger there, and then our two archers, ponies in the back. And there we go. I think that you sort of get the point about what this game is about. I kind of like this, not gonna lie. So, I mean, appearance-wise, I think it looks good. I think it's detailed enough to be you know, a good graphical game in some ways. There is some stuff about, like, again, if we talk to, let's say, this guy.
Feel free to come back often. There's always folk looking for work around
what
here.
I wanted to say was,
especially since
you
all
can
the fighting
see
started across the border.
some stuff about the mouth movement, about the quality of the hair, all of that stuff. There's some stuff about the model itself, etc., that might not be like super good, but it still does the job quite well, I'd say. There's so many things to do in this game with this stuff. For example, there's as I said, if you just look at the apothecary table, oh bloody hell, there's a lot of potions that we can learn, and presumably other things as well. Some for knowledge points, some for recipe, for example. So there's a whole bunch of stuff like that you can do. I think that the world looks nice. I haven't really been... Can I go like into the overworld, like the overworld? I don't think I can right now, but that's fine. And it's just kind of... I like how the game plays, for example. That is what I wanted to say, especially with the combat. I think that the fact that you have slightly more options with the movement in combat, it just makes the game have a slightly different sort of level to it as compared to other games. What I kind of wish that they would have done a bit more is maybe interactions with the environment. There are, as I showed you, like traps and stuff, yes, but I don't think that there's any point in, let's say, having an archer behind a rock. I haven't seen it. It might be that that's the thing, but let's say that you have an archer behind a rock, you can have like stability, or you can have protection from other archers, etc, etc. Don't know that that is a thing in this game, but obviously we're also not running around with the guns and stuff, so it's not like we have to hide that much. So I think combat works fine. I think it's a fun system that the weapons are what comes with the skills. So you kind of have to change weapon if you want to have a different skill. I think that works fairly well, together with the fact that you can indeed select multiple things when you are leveling up. So as you can see, they are level locked, obviously. So level 2 is what got us this, and then if we go to level 3, we get the same thing. Valor points. For example, the unit get deflection. If they are engaged in combat, you gain valor points. Valor is chain every time an attack hits several enemies, 1 point, etc, etc. So you can sort of work a lot with the valor points. Making sure that you have valor points is good, because a lot of abilities are good with them, and they are indeed, as I said, free, so to speak. That is to say, you can use a valor point ability together with a regular attack. So making sure that you have an abundance of valor points is a good strategy. But yes, if you like these sort of games, like strategy games with an RPG element, this definitely should appeal to you, as it does in fact appeal to me. I'm gonna keep playing this for quite some time. In some ways I would love to make this into a series, but right now I don't feel like I have the time for this particularly. But if people like this, we'll see if it makes a comeback on this channel. Maybe, possibly. For now though, this has been ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.